So, I'm sure you guys must have heard. No, you most definitely must have heard. That damsel is coming back to Bloodlines. So, I had some theories about who's coming back in Bloodlines 2, and with Damsel now confirmed, I need to get my butt in gear and put out these videos. So I wanted to start off with a fan favorite, and here's my first theory of who I think is going to be returning in Bloodlines 2, and it's of course, Smiling Jack. Jack Drake, also known as Smiling Jack, is the first vampire character we get to interact with. Interact in the sense of we get a dialogue box and we get options of what we want to say to him. His memorable opening lines and jokes and innuendos are a bit dated, but they still make me laugh and bring a smile to my face to the point where I still do the tutorial, if not just to get a free lockpick, but also to enjoy what is Jack. He's a pretty awesome character. So naturally, I was curious if he would be making an appearance in the game's upcoming sequel. I took to the internet for answers and came upon some information that led me to a suspicion of whether or not we would be seeing this hot-tempered pirate again. So with that, let me share some of this information I've found. We know that Jack is a 10th generation Brujah, sired by a Brujah known as Mama Lion, a 9th gen.
Brujah. Most everyone here has Brujah blood.
The circumstances are largely unknown of how the embrace transpired, but it is said Mama Lion offered Jack an eternity to fight oppression and he accepted. There's a few other stories I found too. Again, no one knows the real story but Jack. But overall, he was offered eternity to fight, I think, against the Ventru, and he accepted. Rumored to have lived his mortal life at sea as a pirate, a known legend for young vampires, especially young anarchs, to tell is that Jack was a pirate captain.
He's been around a long time. He used to be a pirate, so the rumor goes. Talk to Jack. He's never short on chat.
However, the truth is apparently Jack never made it above second mate in rank. Although he's not discouraging people from not thinking he wasn't a captain. In fact, he encourages people to believe he was a pirate captain. But to be fair, if I had the options of either being known as a pirate captain or just a second mate, and I had to live eternity with that reputation, I would probably also push the story I was a pirate captain. It's said, though, Jack's wild temper caused other sailors to distrust him, which also led to him unable to gain support to become a captain. So I guess he's always had a bit of a fiery temper even in his mortal life. Interesting. By the time he entered his 40s, he had amounted a sufficient fortune and retired, having bought himself a pardon. He left for Barbados. We can assume that's where he met Mama Lion or whatever other trouble he ran into that caused him to finally become what he is now known as, Smiling Jack. Jack is a proud Brujah, of course he is. You better be a proud Brujah if you're going to be a Brujah. I think that's kind of like the whole Brujah thing. Sorry, got a little off topic. I'm a bit of a Brujah myself. And he's also a very loyal anarch. He finds joy in killing and fucking over Ventru and the Camarilla alike.
He's a typical Ventru asshole. Predictable, safe, no imagination. Ah, man, the guy's a pussy. He just got lucky he showed up in LA at the right time.
He even led an anarch revolt in Los Angeles against a former Toreador prince known as Don Sebastian. Huh. I guess the Camarilla of LA really like people with the name Sebastian because they keep picking princes with the name Sebastian. Or, who knows, maybe it's a weird I'm gonna be a Camarilla blue blood thing, and so I need the name Sebastian because it makes me sound cool. Who knows? It's a thing. Anyways, back onto the topic at hand, Jack's influence in the Anarchs is strong, and he refuses leadership roles. So I'm gonna guess that even though he wanted to be a captain in his former life, I guess now he doesn't really want to commandeer the ship. But I don't really blame him. I don't think a leader can be going out there at night and breaking jawbones and shoving them into their enemies' orifices. What I found interesting when I was reading about Jack, though, is Jack's favorite way to disrupt Ventru and Camarilla reign is to embrace indiscriminately. He provokes a rise of caitiff numbers, and a well-known fact he plotted LaCroix's demise is also another factor into the whole He really hates the Camarilla, especially Ventrues, and he wants to fuck them over. I just think it's really interesting that he chooses to embrace indiscriminately, causing, a sudden population boom for vampires. It oddly sounds like the beginning of an upcoming game, doesn't it? Overall, though, after looking at Jack's history, and there are bits I've left out, it's really easy though, you just have to really go Google him, but his antics and his feelings on the matters of, Camarilla versus Anarch makes me believe that since Damsel's also making an appearance, he will be coming to Bloodlines 2. Now hear me out. I know after the events of Bloodlines 1, it said Jack is to have sailed and left to go back to the sea because it called to him, and now he's spending most of his time setting sail for East Africa. At least this were his last known whereabouts in 2005. Now I believe the game is going to be taking place in 2019, I believe. So Jack's had time to come back to the mainland, or, back to the States at least. Hear me out even more. He's a loyal Anarch. He loves messing with Ventrue and the Camarilla, and his favorite way to do that is to mass embrace. I know it's a stretch to think he's doing the mass embracing, but it's a fun thought, isn't it? I mean, he could be working with whoever is behind it. You gotta let me dream, guys. That would be so cool. Wouldn't it be a twist, though, if Jack was also working with, I think the antagonist is going to be a woman called Lilith, is the theory? Wouldn't that be crazy? I mean, Damsel's gonna be there, maybe Nines, maybe even Skelter. Like, we don't know which Anarchs are gonna be there, and Jack is a proud Anarch, and if something's going on in a city where we're gonna be fucking with a prince, or working with a prince, and the new prince is basically called Prince Cross, which is LaCroix's weird name in French. Last name, LaCroix means cross. Sorry, getting off topic, but I'm really excited because I think Jack is going to be in Bloodlines 2. I really, really, really do. So what do you guys think of my idea? Do you think he could be returning? You guys could totally disagree with me. That's okay, but I want to hear your theories. Do you think he's coming back and for totally different reasons than I talked about? But I would like to just say I do think he's returning. And I really think they should utilize the fact that he is a fan favorite and they should bring him back. Gosh darn it, bring back my Jack. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed my theory. And again, this is just an opinion of mine. It's just a theory. You could have your own opinion, and I hope you do, and you tell me about it down in the comments below. I have a Twitter and an Instagram, but I don't really enjoy my Instagram. I don't use it much. But overall, I want more interaction with my audience. So if you guys, have your own theories, if you want more theories, if you want more stuff, or just whatever, just tell me what you want. I'm here to give it to you, people. I promise. I promise. Take care of yourselves out there. Be safe. And during all this craziness, be sure to tell everyone that you can't see how much you love them and care. Because this is when it's really going to count. This is when reaching out to your friends is going to count for a lot. So take care of yourselves out there. And remember,
maggots love you, but not as much as I do.